everyone. Welcome to LL Research radio program, In the Now, with Carla L. Rueckert. Today is Tuesday, October 5th. Carla L. Rueckert is an author, mystic, seeker, and primary channel for LL Research. I'm Monica Leal, your host and the head moderator for the Bring Forth Forums. LL Research has two websites, an archive website at www.llresearch.org, home to over 1,500 channeling transcripts, 11 publications, the Law of One material, interviews, speeches, and more, and a community-oriented website at www.bringforth.org. That's bring, the number 4th.org, featuring forums, blogs, chat rooms, and more. I will be asking Carla questions that come from you. If you'd like to ask Carla a question, please join the chat room on the webpage for In the Now at blogtalkradio.com/LLresearch. If you'd like to ask Carla a question live on the air, call 347-884-8770. That's 347-884-8770. And press the 1 key on your phone when you're prompted by Blog Talk's automated system. When you call, you'll be able to hear the show, but you will be on mute until I patch you through to Carla. When you hang up, you have the option to continue listening through the phone, or you can listen on your computer. When submitting questions, please remember this is a Law of One Q&A. Try to keep your questions as spiritually oriented as possible. Again, I am Monica Leal, and I'm talking with Carla L. Rueckert of LL Research. You're listening to the worthy successor to last year's live chat on the Bring Forth website. We've gone for sound now, and we hope you like the improvement. Carla, are you there?
I am, Monica. How are you this evening?
Okay, fantastic. I'm having a great day. It's a beautiful day. And we actually have a lot of questions submitted through the website. We don't have any callers yet, so I'm going to take one of the questions from the Bring Forth Forum. The first question is from Norrell, and Norrell says, Dear Carla, first, thank you for your many years of loving service and sacrifice. I pray for both your well-being and the well-being of those close to you. My question is this. As I view the landscape that 3D man lives in, it is abundantly clear to me that no real change is coming through the hands of man himself. I'm 62 and things haven't changed that much. Haiti was poor when I was a child and it's still poor. Much of the earth lived in extreme poverty when I was small. The same condition still exists for the vast majority of mankind. The only solution I see is the direct intervention of the Creator herself. Kind of like a Moses parting the Red Sea kind of thing. We just need something to galvanize man's attention and make him realize life is not just about acquiring material wealth. To me, the direct intervention of the Creator is required to awaken man from his fascinations with all things material. Do you have any thoughts or feelings about this? Thank you.
Hello, Norrell, and thank you so much for your loving words and your prayers for me and those close to me. Truly, it is a great privilege, not a sacrifice, to do this work. So never think that just because I've had a few light momentary afflictions that there is anything but joy in my heart, because that's it. I've thought a lot about what you have to say. I'm 67, so I share your history. In the 60s, when we were teenagers and in our 20s, the landscape looked very promising. Kennedy was president. The deal was getting better for people in terms of government. VISTA started. The Peace Corps started. We were high on getting into space. Haven't done much since then as far as things that people are willing to talk about. But it does look on the surface of things as though it's business as usual on planet Earth. Now, there are a few things that mitigate against that truth, and they don't show, Norrell. They simply don't show. Unless you pay attention at times when things get rough. Cast your mind back to Hurricane Katrina and the incredible mobilization that took place all over the planet. People wanted to help the people that were in that terrible hurricane. People still want to help. It hasn't died. It's continuing along with Haiti. Let's think of Haiti, the terrible earthquake that happened there. Think of all that was mobilized at that time. And I think very quickly of George Clooney, who happens to be a name that people know in the movie business. What did he do? He threw everything he had and into creating a way for people to donate using all of the new technology for the benefit of Haiti. That is still a good number. That is still a good way to do it. And there were people on the ground there as soon as they let planes in. There were lots of people on the ground. There were people all over the United States, certainly, that were just desperate to get some things to the people of Haiti that they could use. That's what shows. That is when that huge mass of the tribe of humanity on planet Earth shows its true colors for just a minute. Naturally, it's not news, except for just that minute when there's a tragedy and the tragedy itself is demanding the headlines. They will mention that there are lots and lots of people who want to help. The truth of it is that people are galvanized by disasters to think beyond themselves and beyond the need to make money and to secure resources for their own use. And they immediately think, what can I do to help? So the energy of a lot of people is involved in mobilizing that information when there is a disaster. So there are, even when you just look at the news, there are moments when you can see that the tribe of humankind is alive, its heart is beating, its heart is open, and there's a tremendous amount that simply doesn't show. Think about all the people that you know, just the people that you do trade with in stores, the people that go to your church or your synagogue or your ashram, the people at your work, the people that live around you. And think of all of the people that you know, a lot of them women, a lot of them children, but a lot of them men as well, whose hearts have been opened and whom you can count on, no questions asked, to help you in an emergency. Do you need somebody to do this, do that, do the other thing? There are people you can call. And this is true all over the planet. What doesn't show is the fact that people are waking up. Admittedly, it's little and it's late. Not everyone is waking up. For certainly, you can see that. A lot of people are still sleeping. They have not awakened to their choices. They have not decided whether to serve others or to serve themselves. Consequently, they serve others a little, they serve themselves a little, and nothing much happens. But there are so many more people that are dialed in, that are awakened, that are seeking to find out the truth now. So many more people than were awakened and seeking when I was 19 and I started meditating with Don Elkins' Louisville Meditation Group, which became L&L Research over the long history since then. I've been in a position where I'm peculiarly vulnerable to know that people are waking up because I have books out. Our group has books out, and so when people wake up, a lot of the times they run across our stuff, and they email us saying, I think I'm a wanderer, I have just awakened, what do I do now, here's my story. And they tell us their story, and it's always a story of not fitting in, not belonging, and all of a sudden everything fitting into place when they got the new information about coming from elsewhere and intending to serve planet Earth here with their whole incarnation. And then they say, how do I do that? And I always tell them your first job is to keep your heart open and allow the light to flow through you, because the passive radiation of light will lighten the consciousness of planet Earth, and what you do for yourself, you do for the planet. And that is what I would tell you as well. When you become concerned that the service to self polarity has won on planet Earth, consider, if you will, how many more people are reading and seeking and doing the best they can to wake up now. And they can't go back to sleep. It's a very uncomfortable time to wake up because it's the end days. And it's harder to wake up now than it used to be. There's little of the third density light left. So people are working very hard to wake up, to bring themselves into their open heart, and to get ready to graduate. I don't have any solution to the economic, political, and social ills of planet Earth. The dragon thrashes its tail on the negative side, and that's what we see. If it bleeds, it leads. I can only tell you that if you were sitting where I'm sitting, looking at the email that comes in daily to us, you would know beyond a shadow of a doubt that all over the world, everywhere, people are waking up. They're wanting to know, what can we do? And especially the women, especially the children, are actually addressing those ills one way and another, usually by working on the planet itself rather than on the governmental systems. Monica, do you have a follow-up to that? So that just scratches the surface, but...
Yeah, I mean, taking on some heavy questions there.
Yeah, but it's a really good one.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Just a quick comment. Something happened interesting last night. I was with some people, and there was a lady there that was a pastor of Christian church locally, and another person walked up to her, inviting her to take a look at her religion. She was of the Baha'i faith, and the pastor initially got a little offended and started to say, oh, no, that's not the God I serve. And I was just kind of standing there, an onlooker, and I was thinking, oh, what's going to happen? Sparks are going to fly. How can I help negotiate this and maybe mediate this a little bit? And another person walked up, and a very gentle soul just completely, before I even had a chance to say anything, he completely turned it around. And then we all ended up participating in this beautiful conversation, and for about half an hour, and then we all had a group hug and just completely went beyond any religious differences of belief, and were just relating in the heart. And it was just so wonderful. What could have been a really ugly situation, getting into a heated debate, turned into a beautiful exchange. Nobody even cared anymore about the difference in belief. And when I see things like that, I'm seeing things like that happening more and more often, and just looking around, seeing the people that I know, and seeing such a gentle, lovely awakening process, I really think it is happening a lot more than people realize.
Indeed. Well, if he has questions, please follow up, Norrell. All right, Monica, and we'll go into this further, because I am not telling you you're wrong. I am just telling you that there's more to it. Okay, Monica, is there another question?
Yeah, there is. Well, we have a couple of callers, but I just wanted to have a quick note to anyone calling in. If you are just listening to the show, you can certainly listen on your phone. If you wish to ask Carla a question live, please be sure to press the 1 key after you call in, and that will alert me to the fact that you want to ask your question live. And that number, once again, is 347-884-8770. That's 347-884-8770. But you do need to hit the 1 key once you connect in order to let us know. Okay, I'm going to take another question from the forum, and it is from our member named Questioner. And Questioner says, hi, Carla. I join in the gratitude for your service. I missed your text chats last year, so I'm happy for the new way to interact. Thank you so much, and I'm glad that you now have this technology. The topic of intercessory prayer came up a lot on the forum recently in several contexts. Lifting up another's concerns, intuiting the right words for an estranged relative at a funeral, addressing fear of nuclear war. I wonder if you could offer wisdom about 2 intercession questions. Number 1, how important is it to understand the specific situation we are praying about? Does it better touch our hearts or make our prayers more powerful when we know all the details? Does it make our prayers less if we just put the whole situation in divine hands, though we don't understand it? But maybe that makes us naive, so we don't do the earthly good we could do. But maybe that spins our human minds in worry and fear. And the second part to my question, number 2, any concerns about using particular entities or symbols as the focus of our prayer, such as a non-Catholic joining those who call on Mother Mary, or a Law of One student invoking higher density ETs with David Wilcock's term planetary management? What do you do to respect faith in someone else's gods, angels, saints, divine visitors, if we don't believe in them ourselves?